You're missing out on thousands of dollars when you don't follow with your leads. Every business owner knows this. Today, I'm going to show you what happens when you follow up. I'm going to be flying through the stadium multiple times to get progress updates of the construction going on here. And then by the end of the job, I'll be able to put together like a compilation video. Thank you. You're welcome. That's the old side of the stadium that we did last off season, and this is the side that I'll be flying through today. For you Cowboys fans wondering if there is a giant curtain that they can put on either end of this stadium, there actually is a giant curtain. Believe it or not, I trained for this project by flying around my kitchen. This was my first time flying a drone indoors, and there was no way I was going to embarrass myself by crashing. I even brought a drone sim to practice. I would fly one battery a day on the drone through my house, just trying to get comfortable flying close to objects. And then in the evening, I'd spend another hour in the sim practicing. When I first got the job, I won't lie, I was nervous. Like fingers jittering on the sticks nervous. The first time that I got to the stadium and put the drone in the air, my main focus was to not crash. And the feedback that I received was that I needed to fly in a way so they could see the progress of the job. This was much different than flying around my kitchen. It was one thing to be able to fly through the stadium without crashing, and it was a completely different thing to fly in a way that I could show off the most important qualities of the construction project as it was going on. Understand, this is a huge construction company and there wasn't going to be any hand-holding in this professional work. They expected me to be a professional. That's what I was hired to do, and that's what I needed to deliver. In order to help myself out, I mitigated risk by flying close to lunchtime. That way, most of the workers would be leaving the site. Of course, I had insurance in case something happened, but I didn't want any problems with Jerry Jones. The more I flew, the more I learned, and I learned a lot from this job. I learned that construction sites have a lot of meetings. I even watched Copa America grow grass indoors for a month, all just to tear it up less than a week later. I even had my drone flung across the room because it got trapped inside of its own turbulence created by the plastic covering on the escalator. Now I'm always aware of turbulence in tight spaces like hallways, and I'm never flying over plastic like that again. It came this close to hitting the ceiling. As I became more proficient and confident in my skills, the nervousness went away. Sometimes it didn't even feel like I was consciously piloting the drone. My fingers knew exactly what to do. As the site progressed, so did my skills. I was able to fly through the entire site in one loop without making any mistakes. At the height of my confidence, phase 1 was wrapping up and the NFL season was started, and I got into trouble with the stadium. As usual, I walked the flight path before every flight. Construction sites are constantly changing, so it's my responsibility to know what's going on site. Whether it's scaffolding being put up in a high traffic area or that they're watering the site to keep debris down. I check for every type of obstruction. This time, Skycam, which is the company that operates the camera that you see during the NFL games, had a camera suspended by a wire that's attached to the four corners of the stadium. They had started running a test on this camera after I had already taken off. In the short flight between field level and Hall of Fame, basically from level 1 to level 2, I got the camera operator's attention and he was not happy that I was flying a drone in there. Long story short, I wasn't allowed to make the final video that flowed through the stadium last year. Because of this, I was worried if I was going to get a call back to come back and film phase 2. Good thing Skycam doesn't work in-house for the majority of the off-season. So I was invited back to fly during phase 2 of the stadium reconstruction. This time, I was able to come with a season's worth of experience under my belt. Everything that I had learned in the past year, I was able to put into my work this year. It led to some pretty awesome moments. Over the past 2 years, AT&T Stadium isn't the only thing that transformed. So did my business. I was able to show off a large construction project for one of my biggest clients. And in turn, they were able to show off their transformation of AT&T Stadium from what it used to look like to this.